All right, guys, we got an awful lot done this week in a very short amount of time. We started shooting inside the tunnel that we wanted to create. That's what we consider what I consider a labyrinth. You know, it's a very confined area where Powell has to take his gun off. He has it over his shoulder, strapped over his shoulder. He takes it off over his head, and he gets down on his hands and knees, and he has to crawl through to go after little Fred. And then he comes out right where Trixie is, and Trixie is the dilapidated dead body, this emaciated corpse. So anyway, everybody's saying, it's 99% perfect. What more do you want? The crew, and we're really not getting any complaints from you guys at home, but man, I want that full 100%. I want it to be 100%. So I really busted chops on everybody, and I said, listen, we need to get a lot more boxes. We need to scrap this little tiny set, and let's rebuild it and make it a lot better. The guys actually laid a couple of 2x4s across the top and put lights over them so it would create shadows on the floor, and there's obstacles inside there that are hanging that would swing. And when Trixie when the little robot, when little Fred comes around and is like facing Trixie, it actually lights up the 12-pack of beer that we made for that shot, that he says, can you get us a beer? And the robot takes him right to the beer, which is how they find Trixie. So anyway, you have to really follow the story to understand all that. Anyway, I really busted chops, and I told Steve he needed to bring home some boxes. That was a bad idea. Because I came in and I was really in a hurry, and I wanted to get into the editing suite. And this is what I found. Steve brought me some boxes, and yeah, it's like 2.5 stories high. I don't know how he did it. We don't have a ladder that big, and then they stole Domino. And he said, and his justification is, well, when you go out of town, we watch Domino, so why can't we just take her whenever we want to? I'm like, it's my dog. So anyway, and by the way, all of us are safe, thank God. And what a horrible, horrible tragedy happened at the Fort Lauderdale airport with the shooting. And wow, we have crew that work at that airport right where it happened, and we are all safe. Steve, Louie, and Brett were all at FXE, a different airport today. And our one crew member that works there, Angie, had a medical appointment today with a doctor and was not there today. So we're all safe. So God bless and enjoy. This is what we did.